Hello and welcome. In this math tutorial, our task is to solve the simultaneous equations on the board. Now, we have one logarithmic equation and one exponential equation. And to solve this system, we are going to start by simplifying the exponential equation. And of course, as you might have guessed, what we do is to start by taking log of both sides of this exponential equation. And because of this term on the right hand side of the equation, we are going to take log to base y. So when we take log to base y of both sides of this equation, we have log to base y of x times y to the power log to base x of y is equal to log to base y of y to the power 5 over 2. Of course, you know that this is a product, and when we have log a b, this is simply equal to log a plus log b. So the left hand side of this equation can be written as log to base y of x plus log to base y of y to the power log to base x of y, and this is still equal to log to base y of y to the power 5 over 2. Now look at this. Here we have log to base y of y to the power log to base x of y, and here we have log to base y of y to the power 5 over 2. Now remember that when we have log to base a of a to the power b, that this is simply equal to b. So that means that here, log to base y of y to the power log to base x of y is simply equal to log to base x of y. And log to base y of y to the power 5 over 2 is simply equal to 5 over 2. So we can rewrite this equation as log to base y of x, that is this, plus log to base x of y is equal to 5 over 2. Now look at this left hand side one more time. We have log to base y of x plus log to base x of y. Now remember that log to base a of b is equal to 1 over log to base b of a. That means that we can write this term as 1 over log to base x of y, and this remains log to base x of y, and this sum remains equal to 5 over 2. And of course, now since we have log to base x of y and log to base x of y, we need to do a substitution. So let log to base x of y be equal to d. With this substitution, this equation becomes 1 over d plus d is equal to 5 over 2. And to get rid of these two fractions, we are going to multiply through this equation by 2 times d. 1 over d times 2d is equal to 2. d times 2d is equal to 2d squared. And 5 over 2 times 2d is equal to 5d. Rearranging this equation, we have 2d squared minus 5d plus 2 is equal to 0. And we can factorize this quadratic equation. The factors of 2d squared are d and 2d. And the factors of 2 are minus 2 and minus 1. Now, d times minus 1 is minus d. And 2d times minus 2 is minus 4d. And of course, minus 4d minus d is equal to minus 5d. So we have that the factors of this quadratic equation are d minus 2 and 2d minus 1 And of course, this is still equal to 0. Now, from here, we have that either d minus 2 is equal to 0 or 2d minus 1 is equal to 0. From here, we have that d is equal to 2. And from here, we have that 2d is equal to 1, and hence d is equal to 1 over 2. But let us not forget that log to base x of y is equal to d. So here we have that log to base x of y is equal to 2. And here we have that log to base x of y is equal to half. But then also remember that when we have a statement like this, it simply means that x to the power 2 is equal to y. So we have that here y is equal to x squared. And likewise here it means that x to the power half is equal to y. So we have that y is equal to x to the power half, which is also equal to the square root of x. So now you can see that we have two simple relationships between x and y. What we now need to do is to simplify the logarithmic equation to see what information we can get from there, and then know how we will calculate the values of x and y. Now, to simplify this logarithmic equation, let us remember once more that when we have a statement such as log to base a of b is equal to c, that this simply means that a to the power c is equal to b. In this case, you can see that a is equal to 2. b is equal to log to base x of x minus 3y, and c is equal to minus 1. So we can rewrite this logarithmic equation as log to base x of x minus 3y is equal to 2 to the power minus 1. And of course, 2 to the power minus 1 is equal to half. Now we can do exactly the same thing once more, because from here you can see that x to the power half is equal to x minus 3y. So we have that x minus 3y is equal to x to the power half. So this is the equation we get from the logarithmic equation. Now, to calculate the values of x and y, let us substitute x to the power half for y in this second equation. When we do that, we have x minus 3 times x to the power half is equal to x to the power half. Rearranging this equation, we have x minus 3 times x to the power half minus x to the power half is equal to 0. Of course, we have minus 3x to the power half and minus x to the power half. That means that this is x minus 4x to the power half is equal to 0. Now we can factorize this. We bring out x to the power half. X divided by x to the power half. Remember that x to the power half is the square root of x. And x divided by its square root is equal to square root x. So this is going to be equal to x to the power half. Of course, you know that this times this is simply equal to this raised to power half plus half, which is equal to 1. Now we have minus 4x to the power half divided by x to the power half is equal to 4, and this is still equal to 0. Now from this line, we know that either x to the power half is equal to 0 or x to the power half minus 4 is equal to 0. And of course, since x is the base of a logarithm, it must be a positive non-zero real number. So this answer is not acceptable. So we have that x to the power half minus 4 is equal to 0. From here, we have that x to the power half is equal to 4. And squaring both sides of this equation, we have that x is equal to 16. Of course, since y is equal to x to the power half, that means that y is equal to 4. So now you can see that we've gotten a value of x and y that satisfies this equation. X equal to 16 and y equal to 4. Now for the second case, when we substitute y equal to x squared into this equation, we have x minus 3x squared is equal to x to power half. Now, as far as I know, the only real value of x that satisfies this equation is x equal to 0. And of course, you know that that is not acceptable. So we have that the only values of x and y that satisfy this system of equations is x equal to 16 and y equal to 4. Now, to check if the values of x and y that we calculated actually satisfy the given equations, let us substitute 16 for x and 4 for y into both equations. When we substitute into the exponential equation, we have 16 multiplied by 4 to the power log to base 16 of 4. This is equal to 16 multiplied by 4 to the power log to base 16 of 16 to the power half, because of course you know that 4 is the square root of 16 and the square root of 16 is the same thing as 16 to the power half. Now we go back to this law. This is log to base 16 of 16 to power half, so it's simply equal to half. So this is 16 multiplied by 4 to the power half. 4 to the power half is the square root of 4, which of course is equal to 2. So this is 16 multiplied by 2, which is 32. And on the right hand side, we have y, which is 4 to the power 5 over 2. Of course, you know that this is simply the square root of 4 raised to the power 5. The square root of 4 is 2. 2 raised to power 5 is equal to 32. So you can see that the left hand side is equal to the right hand side. And substituting into the logarithmic equation, we have log to base 2 of log to base 16 of 16 minus 3 times 4. 3 times 4 is 12. So here we have log to base 2 of log to base 16 of 16 minus 12 is 4. This can be written as log to base 2 of log to base 16 of 16 to the power half, because once more, 4 is the square root of 16. We go back to this law. So you can see that this is simply equal to half. So this is log to base 2 of half. But half can be written as 2 to the power minus 1. Once more, going back to this law, you can see that this is simply equal to minus 1, which is exactly what we have on the right hand side. And with that, we come to the end of this tutorial. I hope you learned something new. If you enjoy such content, please subscribe to the channel. Leave us a like to support the channel. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.